Today's look was inspired by my new hat, which is kind of a fluffy Russian looking sort of hat with fake fur. So I'm starting this look by using a bit of Ico Fat Balm in Cherry. I really like this colour. I did have some others, the strawberry and raspberry, but this cherry seems to suit me a little bit better. It's a little bit deeper. So I'm just patting that gently over the cheekbones and just blending it nicely. It gives a nice flush to the cheeks, I think. And I've been using it all week since I got it. And then I'm just giving it a gentle blend with my foundation brush, which I've been using to apply my liquid foundation today. Now I'm just applying a touch to the lips, more of a balm than as a colour. I'm going to be wearing a lip stain later, and just smoothing it in with a brush. And now I'm taking an e.l.f. Beauty Encyclopedia. This is the Basic Eye edition. And just taking the darker of the two shimmery creams and applying those as a base just on the eyelid, not really into the crease very much, just a light sort of sticky base with a bit of shimmer. It's really useful for bases. And I'm just applying that with the brush that it comes with. I must remember to wash it. Now I'm going to take the lighter one and use that as a highlight under the brow. You can also use these creams on the face if you want to. It's a light shimmery base under the eyelids, and they have good staying power. Now I'm going to take the darkest, the dark black. It really is an excellently pigmented black, and I've applied it to one eye, and I'm just taking an angled eye brush and I'm just going to bounce it over the lashes. Be careful of fallout, so tap off the brush before you actually apply it, and you shouldn't get too much fallout. But I prefer this because it's a really striking black without having to use a liquid or a gel liner, so you don't get that glossy finish. Some gel liners aren't glossy, but liquid liners definitely are, or sometimes they just look a bit dried. For my eyes, I think this method is much better because sometimes when I use a liquid liner, you get those drag marks, which you can never get a perfectly lovely smooth line without pulling the skin. This way you don't have to. You can just use this brush and bounce it and tap it. Now, just using a blender brush, I'm going to take that dark brown into the crease and slightly above, just to emphasize the crease. I'm not really putting it over the eyelid at all. The eyes are actually quite nakedly nude looking, and it's just the liner that gives them that sort of more sophisticated look. So my eyes are both different shapes, so I tend to use two different techniques to get them to look more similar. This eye that I'm working on at the moment is slightly bigger, so I tend to bring the shadow slightly down under the crease to even out the sort of look of them. I don't think I've never met anyone who has eyes which are the same, so you're not alone if you're one of those people who can't get their eye makeup to look the same on both eyes. Nobody has equal eyes. Now I'm just taking a bit of Mineral Booster Powder by e.l.f. This is one of my favourites for a day because it just completely evens out any sort of shininess on the face. I mean, in this video I've actually got about 300 watts of bright white light on my face at the moment, so to my mirror I'm looking quite matte. Unfortunately to the camera it looks really shiny, so you know, don't bear too much in mind about that. It's actually a very good mattifier and it lasts quite well, and it certainly smooths things out. I use the tinted version because the sheer version tends to make me look a bit chalky, whereas the tinted version is just ever so lightly tinted that if you're very pale you can actually use it as a contour powder, whereas I use it all over as a general mattifier and also to reduce fine lines and any pores as well. It's a really nice finish. And I'm just using a big fluffy powder brush. This is a Taklon brush. It's quite thick and dense. It's not as fluffy, so it actually works into the skin. You can use this brush for liquid foundations and cream to powders as well. Don't forget to take it down the neck and blend it really well. Next up, I'm just going to quickly do my eyebrows. This is an eyebrow pen which I swapped with a friend in Malaysia, and it's by Canmake. And it's a lovely sort of dark brown liquid there isn't too much liquid in the pen, so it's actually very nice for, you can use it over and over again on the eyebrow to build up colour and also to get a nice shape. And I'm just brushing it through to make it look more natural. Curl your lashes and then apply your favourite mascara. This one is Bourjois Ultra Care. I think it's just an Uber Volume one. It's one of my favourites, although it doesn't last very long. It dries out fairly quickly, but the brush is wonderful. I think I'll probably nick the brush when it's run out completely. I don't think this is a waterproof formula. It's actually one that is safe for very sensitive eyes. And it's very black and it's very volumizing. And now I'm just taking the liner from the Basic Eyes kit, which is black, and just running that gently along the waterline and the outer corner of the lash line. You can make this stronger if you want to. Now, my favourite thing is a lip lock pencil. It's just a light wax that sort of prevents your lipstick bleeding. So if you don't have a lip liner that matches your lipstick, this is perfect. It kind of does all of those things. And obviously it's colourless. Now I'm taking a lip stain. This one is by Lip Stains Gold, and it's about £5 from their website, and it is bright red, and it is lovely because it is a stain. It really does last hours and hours, but it's not too drying. We've all tried lip stains which are very drying. You put them on, they dry, they feel uncomfortable. This one is slightly dry, I'm not going to lie to you, but it is also kind of glossy as well, and it's why I used a bit of a lip balm underneath, just to give it a little more softness and a little more glossiness as well. So a tip for applying your lip liner: always use a nice small sharp brush and apply it as if you were drawing a smile. You will actually get a much kinder and nicer lip finish if you do it this way. So I do the bottom lip first, it's just the way I do it. Then I work on the Cupid's bow. Then I fill in and do the edges and the corners. And I'm using the side of the brush just to get a really nice sharp line. If you find that quite difficult, you can always clean up with a bit of foundation or concealer. The lip lock pencil does quite well to prevent anything going astray. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of contouring powder from the Face edition of the Beauty Encyclopedia. I just pulled out all 5 from my shelves that you can see behind me, which are new, and thought I would do a look today which utilised those. And I'm just going under my cheekbones. I wouldn't normally do this in the day, but this is an evening look, so it's slightly more dramatic, so you can get away with a little bit more. I think there's a slight shimmer to this powder as well. And that's it! Russian Red. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look.